All right, so this is a screencast demonstration review on how to make a gradient. And this one's going to be quick because you've made several gradients up to this point. Press G for the gradient tool. Make sure that you are indeed on the gradient tool, as there are hidden tools in here. So gradient tool, to edit this and make your own gradient, you want to come up here and click the color. So it pulls up the gradient editor and you can scroll through the different colors here. I'm going to make one that starts with blue or has blue in it. So I'll go into the blues, maybe click here. It puts the gradient here. If you want to change the color of these stops or add more, you can do that. I'm going to click on this one and click color and make this one just a little bit darker. I'm going to add a third stop. Actually, I'm going to move this one here. I'm going to add a third one right here. If you don't see anything, you can just click and a stop will appear. Now I can go in here and change the color of that stop. Move this over here a little bit. And that looks good. I'm going to press OK. And then, of course, you have your different types of gradients. You have your linear gradient, your radial gradient, your reflected gradient, your angled gradient, and your diamond gradient. I think I'll do a radial gradient this time. And I'm actually going to put the Grand Medusa. You can just stretch it over, and you could, blend it with the rest of your this way. You can do that. Instead, I think this time I'm actually going to put this gradient in a specific area. So you don't have to do what I'm going to show you here, but I am going to pop open Command Z back to here. Okay. So I'm going to select this guy. I'm actually going to put my gradient right over him. A new layer. I'm going to title this gradient. Swipe this here. I'll leave that right there. I kind of like that, actually. So I'm going to delete this other one. I just don't want it. So I have this title gradient. And I don't really like the way that looks right there. So I'm going to cut this part off. Deselect. And I've got that title gradient. I mean, there's other stuff I could do. I could blend it again with the rest of my project. I don't really want to do that. I could add layer styles to it if I wanted to add layer styles. I don't really feel like adding any layer styles to this. No, maybe I do. Maybe I want to drop shadow. Yeah, it looks kind of cool. Press OK. That is the gradient.